Also, the other thing is when someone is feeling pain, and the more pain that you feel, it is more forgiving from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgiveness of the sins from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because it is considered a test. You know when you take the metal, or let's say the gold, and you put it in very high temperature, what happens is it's going to burn all the waste and all the bad stuff, but then it purifies the gold. The test is very much the same thing, and sickness is very much like the same thing, because you feel pain and you endure and you have patience, but it's like, it's burning all the bad things away from you with the sins to purify you at the end. Subhanallah. The Prophet ﷺ say, no fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim. Even if it were with prick, he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that. So even if a thorn just cuts you just a little bit, the blood that comes out and the pain that you and we say, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive you. So when that happens, like inshallah you're forgiven. Yes. Now you may say, well, since Allah will forgive my sins, and this is a great reward that I am sick, maybe I would like to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me sickness so I can be rewarded or forgiven. Now this is actually haram. You're not supposed to be asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a harm to happen to you in order to forgive you. No, you're supposed to always ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for good health, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness without asking Allah for any bad things happen to you. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for good health, to give us the strength to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to be obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to obey Him the right way, instead of asking Allah for sickness. I hope this is clear now. So the Prophet ﷺ said also, if a person becomes ill, Allah rewards him for his illness. Now what if someone dies while he's sick because of his sickness? He's considered a martyr in Islam. A martyr is one of the highest levels of the believers who die for the sake of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ said, Al-Mabtun Shaheed. He, a Muslim who dies of an abdominal disease, is a martyr. If a child from a Muslim dies, so Imam Ahmad, and even if he's not a Muslim, like of course all children actually are born Muslims, just right. Because they're monotheists, but then their parents make them Christians or Jews or atheists. So Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal is one of the greatest scholars. He said, there is no difference of opinions that they are in Jannah, in heaven, because they didn't sin. They didn't do any sins. So narrated, Abdullah bin Mas'ud said, I visited Allah's Messenger ﷺ while he was suffering from a high fever. I touched him with my hand and said, Oh Allah's Messenger, you have a high fever. Allah's Messenger said, yes, I have as much fever as 2 men of you have. I said, it is because you will get a double reward. Allah's Messenger said, yes, no Muslim is afflicted with harm because of sickness or some other inconvenience, but that Allah will remove his sins for him as a tree sheds its leaves. Subhanallah. Yes.